Hi the YouTube, Cage Side London, back once again with another video, and it's the continuation of the Mr. McMahon Netflix docu-series that I'm doing the run through of, and this is a corker of an episode. I'm talking about episode 2, entitled Heat. This is when it gets juicy. We start to see a lot of stuff come to fruition, some stuff that I don't even know about or didn't know about until now, that wasn't really well publicized. And it all starts off, let's set the scene, it all starts off with WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania 3, correction, with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, and how they inflate their attendance records and how they say, it's 91,000 that was in attendance for WrestleMania 3. When Dave Meltzer comes along and goes, no, it's around about 78,000, and obviously it just sets the stage there, that a lot of these people cannot be trusted with what they say in terms of the inflation, or the company as a whole when they inflate their attendance records. It goes from that, to say, that obviously Hulk Hogan was the big star of the business, the poster child, the poster boy for the industry, which Vince, is carried along. And then we get into the deeper, darker stuff. I'm talking about none other than, the Jimmy Snuka thing, with the murder there, and the reporter Phil Mushnick, who kept on reporting all of the dark secrets of the industry, or not necessarily secrets, but the stuff that's going on under wraps. So maybe it is secrets, deep dark secrets we'll call it. And one of the prevalent things that was featured was actually the Rim Boy scandal with Mel Phillips and the Pat Patterson as well. So for those that don't know, Mel Phillips was actually the rim boss, or what they'll call the rim boss, for the World Wrestling Federation at the time. And his job, was to assemble the ring crew, the rim boys, the people that put up the ring, take down the ring, stuff like that. And it came to fruition that there was an anonymous tip that basically this was going on within the industry, within the workplace, that Mel Phillips would get these underage boys and bribe them with substances, illegal substances, whatever they wanted, to have his way with them. And it wasn't just him, there was 2 others as well, and the one that sticks out the most is Pat Patterson. In the documentary, we find out, that he, as should be, he was dismissed from the company. But Pat Patterson, which was one of the people named, actually comes back into the industry months later. In an interview, Tony Atlas said that he would actually be touched by Pat Patterson, and he, says that he was not innocent in this, that Tony Atlas was assaulted by Pat Patterson. And when asked why didn't he complain, he said, "Who would I go to? Vince. He's going to protect the business." And I think that's something that we see time and time again. And I mean, as I said, as I'm going to allude to, the new allegations, the fresh allegations. Janel Grant, protect the business, wants to pay off the hush money to protect the business. Tony Atlas's credibility here, I think, I like Tony Atlas, from what I've seen in terms of his interviews on Dark Side of the Ring and the way he presents himself. And I feel like, there is some validity in truth. We should listen to these people, male or female. All because you're a female doesn't mean to say, that you should get priority in terms of. We should also listen to the men as well. So, the men's voices should be heard in this as well. And especially when it comes to this type of stuff happening in the workplace. Not to dismiss the women, but at the same time, we have to think about it, and we have to think about it, and that this doesn't just happen to the females as well. It happens to the male colleagues within the industry, which is quite sad to see. But I think with the documentary coming out, it sheds a lot of light on that. So it's. I mean, all I'm saying is that this episode alone was an eye opener. So Pat Patterson comes back. We still then have the allegations from Tony Atlas there that Pat Patterson should have been brought back. bad for the business. Openly gay, Pat Patterson was, and that was his sexual preference. But then we get to the nitty gritty, which is Rita Marie and the accusation, or when she came out and said that Vince McMahon done heinous things to her, that Vince McMahon wanted her to please him, and that if she wouldn't get the $1 million contract that she wanted, or that she should have deserved. And now this is something that went completely under the rug in terms of me. I'm a 95 born person, and I didn't even know about this, but this obviously happened before my time, before I was born. But even still, I would have heard about this, but I haven't. Rita Marie, made these accusations, fell on deaf ears, went to the news. They didn't want to cover it, went on numerous television shows, but it was just falling on deaf ears. And it's quite sad to see, that all these years later, it goes to show that these similar accusations are happening in modern day age in terms of this. The modern day person, in terms of Janel Grant, has faced the same consequences as Rita Marie. And it's all about that power elevation. Feed the power ego, If you don't want to do what I say, you're not going to get X, Y, and Z. This is why Vince McMahon needs to be held accountable, and I think he will be held accountable, hopefully, in terms of the court justice, the court law. But Rita Marie, I need to do some research. I don't know whether she's still alive or not, but if she is, then it's gonna do her some justice in the world, because to have her voice be heard and to not be scrutinised and just be going one ear and out the other sort of thing. And then we also then have the steroid scandal as well, with Vince McMahon potentially supplying the steroids, or being asked if he would supply the steroids to the wrestlers, and then Hulk Hogan then coming in and then backing up Vince to say that he didn't. But it was, one of those secret things, oh, I think he needs to get a bit bigger. What you should work out a bit more. One of them ones where he's not outright saying take steroids, but he's saying it, no, I think you should, around that way. So he's not basically putting himself accountable for that, he's not framing himself up to be accountable for that. And then, we saw the doctor that would prescribe these steroids to the wrestlers get held accountable as well within that. But Vince McMahon obviously getting let off. Hulk Hogan not taking we took the plea deal, but he didn't follow through with it completely with the FBI. Very, very good. I must admit, my first thoughts on this episode, episode 2, going into episode 2, the amount of coverage on the subjects is really good. Some new facts, as I said, that are coming out of the woodwork that I didn't know about personally, and it's good to know that these are covered about in somewhat decent detail. Just enough detail to get the facts, move on. But the Rita Marie stuff just ran true. Especially with what's going on current day with Janel Grant. It just goes to show that a leopard don't change its spots. If he's done it in the past, he saw that he could get away with it. So why not do it again and again and again and again? So yep, it is good. It is a good docu-series so far. Very pleased with what the producers are doing here, and I cannot wait to watch the rest of it. Episode 2 in the books, entitled Heat, and it's all about the heat on the business. That is an industry term. Heat. Are we getting heat? What does getting heat mean? It means that you're getting. It means that you're getting. Basically, essentially, it means that you're getting, the heel side of the stick. So you've got the baby faces, then you've got the heels. So it's all about getting heat, and that's exactly what it is. It comes in firing, it comes in fast, and that's exactly what it's all about. Cannot wait. Episode 3 coming up next. Stay tuned, guys. Cage Side London. You know where to stick. You know to stay here, right? You know to stay here for the latest updates and rundowns. If you don't have Netflix, go and watch that now. Please do. If you do have Netflix, go and stream it. Subscribe. Trust me, you're missing out. Take care. Bye.